God has withdrawn his protection from our enemies. This is from Oshibajo. God has withdrawn his protection from our enemies. Oshibajo is the one there speaking. We'll find out what that means. You find that story in the Vanguard newspaper. Katsina, 20 kidnapped victims sold into slavery in Burkina Faso. Katsina, 20 kidnapped victims sold into slavery in Burkina Faso. And there is no going back on 2023 Igbo presidency, says Ohaneze. There is no going back on 2023 Igbo presidency, says Ohaneze. And then Nigeria at 59, we have not fared badly. Akeredolu is the one speaking there. You find that story in the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria at 59, we have not fared badly. Akeredolu. Serap urges Buhari to implement report on financial autonomy for judiciary. Serap urges Buhari to implement report on financial autonomy for judiciary. That's also in the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria needs no fish importation. This is from fish farmers. Okay. Nigeria needs no fish importation. Fish farmers are the ones who are saying that. You get that story in the Vanguard newspaper. And then in the Vanguard, we have insecurity. The South exported banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery to the North. Sani ACF scribe. Okay, go ahead. Oh my goodness, really? Insecurity. The South exported banditry, kidnapping, and armed robbery to the North. Sani ACF scribe. And then you also have here at 59, Nigerians deprived of sovereignty for over 50 years. At 59, Nigerians deprived sovereignty for over 50 years. All these stories you'll find in the Vanguard newspaper. So let's see if we can quickly get to the details immediately. Okay, there's this here that I find interesting. Role of the law in attracting foreign investment. Role of the law in attracting foreign investment. And that's about it. Okay, let's move on now. So to the details here, we have this story here. Oh, sorry, this caption here that says Katsina, 20 kidnapped victims sold into slavery in Burkina Faso. And it reads here that not fewer than 20 kidnapped victims in Katsina State were reportedly sold into slavery in Burkina Faso. Information available to our correspondent, that's the Vanguard, now revealed that the victims were allegedly kidnapped in Kankara local government area of the state and sold to a woman in Cotonou, who in turn sold them to another slave merchant in Burkina Faso. Recalls that the Katsina state government and Governor Aminu Bello Masari initiated a peace dialogue where it visited the hideouts of the bandits to parley with them, and a swap deal which saw the release of both kidnapped victims and bandits in detention. A reliable source told our correspondent that the governor may have traced the location of 5 of the victims to Burkina Faso and have initiated a process of rescuing 20 indigents of the state sold to the agents of modern-day slavery in Burkina Faso, a West African country. The source said the governor's special advisor on drugs, narcotics, and trafficking, Alhaji Hamza Brodo, has this weekend left for Burkina Faso to negotiate for the release. Confirming the development, Brodo said, "Yes, I will be traveling to Burkina Faso this weekend. I will only get to know if the 20 victims are indigents of Katsina after meeting them and their captors." That story is in the Vanguard newspaper. Emmanuel, modern day slavery, it seems to be right there in right in our middle.
Yeah.
Thriving.
Perhaps
being fed fat.
Katsina State maybe leading the pack there, the hoodlums there. Is it quite unfortunate and pathetic that at the age and time we are in, slavery is the human trafficking perhaps has veered off and then blossomed into slavery, because this is full-scale slavery. Bought, sold to another, and then sold to the other one. It continues. The way our men and women were sold to America and all the rest of the world. Well, it's good indeed. They are trackers that have been able to track them and see whether they just resemble Katsina people or whatever. And that government machinery has been mobilized to go and bring them back. They should be brought back because they never caused the problem that befell Katsina State. They are Nigerians, and I think government should protect them, and that's what Masari's government is doing. Let us see if they will succeed, and they should indeed.
Wadi Chibene joins us. Wadi Chibene, Esquire, spokesman appraisal for good governance, a Nigerian human rights activist. Good to have you. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
There's one addition.
Really?
Human rights activist.
I said it. I said human rights activist.
No, it's a new one.
Yeah.
I'm psychonavigating.
What is permanently looking for something new? So I'm not surprised.
I'm navigating to somewhere. I can't be in this studio and I will be looking back.
Chimene is constantly looking for something new. So this doesn't surprise me.
Since the political space is becoming more difficult.
Choked.
Let me go to other spaces. I'm even planning to contest to go to the moon. Yes, I think so many things. I don't know.
No, we'll get. I'm just introducing you first. Let me move to Obidima, who is also here. Obidima, journalist, JP, and public affairs analyst. Obidima has been consistent. I think maybe he does one that was there. He removed that one.
Pastor.
That was pastor. Then what happened? You lost your church?
I think there's also a title you missed. Yeah.
What happened to your pastor?
Anya, I hope you know your hair.
I'm asking, but he's not on here. He used to be here.
I'm a pastor.
No, I don't know if we can demolish them.
His church. We can demolish your church.
I don't have a church.
Okay, all right. Obidima, good to have you. You all look amazing. You had a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so what did you mean? Let's get your thoughts on this. Burkina Faso, 20 Katsina indigents. Well, Brodo says he doesn't know if they're all Katsina indigents, but he knows they were kidnapped from Nigeria and then sold to slavery there. And that's what he's going to go and find out. He's going to be speaking to the captors in Burkina Faso.
Well,
I mean, look at the chain from Katsina to Cotonou, and then they sold them off to Burkina Faso.
Well, it shows the political brouhaha that is going on in Nigeria. That the economy
and the thriving business behind banditry, anyway, so to say.
Yeah, the business is no more.
No more kidnapping.
It goes to depict the economic imbalance that we're having in this country. Comparing the economic situation in Burkina Faso and that of Nigeria, I think these people may not be Nigerians. Let me not be quick to judge them, because I don't see any greener pasture in Burkina Faso. The last time I looked at Burkina Faso, I saw a low-cost ground where there is a drought there. I don't know why Nigerians should go to that place.
Nigerians are not going there. They sold off in slavery. Meaning it wasn't their decision to go there. It was not their choice to go there. They are not there because they want to be there. They are used as slaves where they are.
I think it's unheard of because we're in the 21st century. I think the issue of slavery has been expunged. This is a new trend. I think government will have to do something, and they have to investigate the players of this slavery, because I think that is inhuman. For ones to begin to batter, fellow human. This is unheard of, and it goes to show that there are lapses under this administration. It goes to show that we are not getting it right. It goes to show that there are still players within the industry that are still seeing themselves as oligarchy. So government will have to clamp down on these persons, because I think it doesn't happen even in Togo. The least country in Africa will not even allow this. So government should try to see how they can view their satellite beam to most of these states, because we are beginning to see that people are beginning to create states even within the country.
Okay, Wodi, we got your thoughts. Obidima.
Well, I think it's an activity that is undertaken by criminals, and it has no official backing from the government, unlike what we witnessed during the slave trade, where it was an official policy, for such countries to engage in slave trade or buying of slaves. Even within Nigeria here, do you know that is still going on? People also selling people to other persons who use them to ask for alms, to beg, and to make money. A classical example was in 2017. I followed my cousin to Ibuleri University, where the daughter was graduating. As we were coming back in a chartered bus, we went into a filling station to buy fuel, only to discover that it's a woman who is there from Elele, begging, but she's dumb. And they've been looking for this woman for a long time. And incidentally, a sister of hers was in that vehicle. And when she saw that woman, oh my God, she jumped down. And the woman immediately recognized her. and ran and grabbed. And before you know it, the woman jumped into the vehicle.
So your story here, because of time.
Yeah, we took that woman back. You see, and the people there were so happy. Well,
right.
It's a matter that is done by the criminal. Thank God that the government have been able to track them. But what government should do now is to push steps that will checkmate this thing and collaborate with neighboring countries to also stop this activity.
All right, then. Katsina, 20 kidnapped victims sold into slavery in Burkina Faso. Then moving on, there is no going back on 2023 Igbo presidency, says Ohaneze. Ohaneze Igbo Youth Council Worldwide has on Sunday charged prominent Igbo leaders in the country to unite and ensure the region gets presidency in 2023. It stated that nothing will prevent the Igbos from getting the presidency in 2023. The group, which hinted the importance of the presidency to the Igbos, noted that millions of dollars will be raised at the end of 2022 to support whoever the youths nominate amongst the current Southeast governors or former governors as Igbo presidential candidate ahead of 2023 presidential election. Disclosing this in a communique signed by Mazi Okechukwu Isuguzoro, President General of the group, and Mazi Oku Nabuke, Secretary General, Ohaneze Igbo Youth Group, commended all the Igbos, especially those who participated in the 2019 Igbo Day celebration held in Aba. During the celebration, Ohaneze condemned the non-commencement of work in the Enugu airport, honored a white British woman and a slain Igbo youths who died in 1967 to 2019, and raised foreign investors for Eyimba Economic City. They said in their communique, it's written here, we are alerting President Muhammadu Buhari and the Southeast governors of non-commencement of the work in the airport. If no contractor is seen on the site between 1 week of this public condemnation, there will be heavy protest and civil disobedience in Abuja and across the Igbo-speaking states against the Minister of Aviation on this matter. We wonder why Lagos-Ibadan Expressway rehabilitation work is going on day and night, and there's no commencement of rehabilitation work at the Enugu airport. Igbo youths call on Igbo investors and business moguls to relocate their businesses back home and support the realization of Eyimba Economic City Aba project as a means of securing their life endeavors not to be under threat. We have mobilized foreign investors from Asia and Europe for the realization of Eyimba Economic City Aba. About 6 foreign investors from Asia and Europe in health sector, manufacturing and distribution had indicated interest and will be in Abia State to negotiate with the government on the way forward. These foreign investors will create about 200,000 jobs for unemployed youths at the commencement of Eyimba Economic City Aba. Igbo youths passed a vote of confidence on the Southeast governors led by Governor Dave Mahi on the resolution of the forum on the recent ban on movement of cattle by foot in the Southeast. They say we give special thanks to the Enugu State Governor, Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ogwanyi, on the implementation of 17,000 forest guards to tackle the insecurity challenges emanating from the activities of criminals masquerading as headsmen. Igbo youths will now deal decisively to any erring pastoralist from the 1st of October 2019. We urge all Biafra agitators to shelve off any plans of protest as army will begin operations in the nearby future. All right, well, I'm just reading bits and pieces of it. But what is the watchword there is there's no going back on Igbo presidency 2023. And they're asking all Igbo leaders from within the region and outside, wherever they are, to unite in ensuring that that vision is secured for 2023.
Yeah, if it's the decision of the Igbo people to indeed make sure that they get the presidency, that would be very nice indeed. But one thing I heard from that piece is that nothing, if I heard well, I think I heard something like that nothing will stop it. Well, if they have made it so that it will be theirs and nothing will stop it, I don't know about that. I know that, yes, as for deserving it, yes, they do. Because if you check through all the geopolitical zones, they've all got theirs. But what you deserve, you work for. You won't just fold your hand because you deserve it. So if the Igbos are working for it, let them be very sure they will get it.
All right, then. Okay. What did you mean?
I think the Igbos are right here. They shouldn't be. We have seen political marginalization. We have seen, persecution within the corridor of Nigerian politics when it comes to, the zoning system. Before the advent of colonialism, we saw that the regions were well placed, even though there was no administrative system as to what was obtainable from the academic world or from the Senate climb. We were passing through a traditional system, and the Igbos, we are stakeholders. And when you look at the history of Nigeria, we have 3 regions. You cannot decimate the fact that the Igbos are not part of, this country. So I think that from all strata of life, they may have, hinged it. I'm just looking at the operational world. Nobody eats. We are going to, this is our time. And I think that, I will support them. I will toe that part. First of all, not just saying it, they have to work towards it, and they have to start, campaigning, because, the kind of political atmosphere we have in Nigeria is not the one that is soft. It hinges on population, it hinges on money politics, and the Igbos have all it takes. So I think that it's a clarion call for them to, especially for those of them, the leadership that are within the corridors of politics, to wake up and begin to, scramble on how to, wrestle out power. And secondly, they must begin to marry, the areas in the north and the middle belt. That is the only way they can, meet up to hinge on power.
Okay, got your thoughts. What do you think, Obidima?
Well, I think I stand on justice and equity. Absence of justice and equity will result to tension and conflicts. And when where tension and conflict prevail or pervade, there's no way we can make or move forward as a nation, as a country. So I think what the Igbos are asking is what they actually deserve. But then they should be strategic. Strategic in the sense that seeing what is happening in the Southwest now, the Southwest appear to be bruised. They should reach out to the Southwest. The Middle Belt is also working towards establishing their identity and breaking from the monolithic North, the one North issue. They should reach out. And if they reach out, the South appear to be a natural partner. There's no way they cannot get it. They need to work hard. It's not just making much ado about nothing. They should move out and reach out, mobilize. But the only thing I fear is that the Igbos also appear to be an endangered species when it comes to elections because of their population outside the Igbo region territory. That has, in most cases, disfranchised them from voting because of fear of untoward consequences wherever, especially in the north where they are.
All right. Okay. Obidima, let's move on. Islamization, Christian seers, and hapless Nigerians. You find that story in the Vanguard newspaper, and it says another proof of Islamization came in the wake of renewed battles between alleged herdsmen and pastoralists, especially in the Benue Valley. One main action or inaction of the Muhammadu Buhari administration that gave credence to this is its reluctance to send in the military to flush out those that have seized and occupied villages and towns of pastoralists, especially in Benue and Plateau states. But sooner or later, those who appear to be godfathers of these marauders may soon turn to fight them, as these so-called herders' farmers clashes have transformed into outright banditry in states like Zamfara and Sokoto. But nowhere is this more pronounced than in Katsina State, where the bandits have become a conscious army, taking towns and forcing government to negotiate with them and engage in exchange of bandits' prisoners for kidnapped citizens. In other words, like in the Northeast, the monopoly of violence by the state is being challenged. Those who accuse the Buhari administration of attempts to Islamize the country, who point to the unconstitutional stashing of the heads of all but 2 security agencies with personnel from one part of the country. As if they were not enough, the administration also introduced the rural grazing area Ruga Gambit, for which lands were secured or taken and extra budgetary funds sourced. The media on May 21st, 2019